Fierce winds, mountain-high waves, and the impact of millions of tons of water. Even all of this combined often fails to sink a cargo ship. Why? Well, before we get into that, consider the vital role cargo ships play in sustaining our world. Without them, the entire globe would grind to a halt in an instant. If they stopped operating for even a single day, the prices of everyday goods would skyrocket beyond your reach. But what is life actually like aboard these vessels? Do you see them merely as towering stacks of containers? Or, amidst their colossal scale, is there a life being lived that is vastly different from anything found elsewhere on Earth? What is the reality for the people who battle the vast ocean and constantly dodge the specter of death to make your life so much easier? Let's step aboard one of the world's largest cargo ships to see for ourselves. Today, we are boarding a Maersk Line cargo ship. Only 31 vessels of this specific class were ever built worldwide. They measure 1,312 feet in length, 193 feet in width, and stand 240 feet tall. To be honest, it is difficult to truly grasp their scale from mere dimensions alone. Simply put, standing on the deck places you nearly 200 feet above the sea surface. To put the capacity into perspective, if you were to line up all the containers carried by this ship onto a train, that train would stretch for more than 70 miles. Just imagine the sheer magnitude of that. Is that all? The ship has a maximum load capacity of approximately 250,000 tons. The vessel itself weighs 63,000 tons, with the remainder of the weight coming from the cargo containers it carries. Interestingly, there are no intermediate decks between these stacked containers. This design choice stems from the goal of maximizing container capacity, even though it entails a certain level of risk. This massive vessel, named Mary Maersk, can carry 24 columns of containers. Each column accommodates 23 containers side by side, and within each column, up to 21 containers can be stacked vertically. Its capacity is greater than you might imagine, isn't it? Now let's venture into the lower levels of the ship. This is a view from inside the vessel, 100 feet below the waterline. As you can see, whenever crew members need to go down there, they have to navigate a series of steep stairways. These ships are so massive that being inside one feels like stepping into another world. In fact, the sheer scale of the vessel can sometimes be intimidating for the crew. Out of fear, they often avoid staying alone in isolated sections of the ship. The vessel features a torsion box, essentially a large metal ring structure that encircles the ship. This component maintains the ship's structural integrity and balance, preventing it from breaking apart. These rings are so large that entire corridors have been constructed through them, allowing crew members to move from one part of the ship to another. Remarkably, despite the ship's enormous size, it does not require a large crew to operate. A team of just 25 members is usually sufficient to manage the vessel effectively. The crew members spend most of their time on the ship's bridge, rarely venturing into the cargo hold or other areas. The bridge itself is quite compact. Aside from this area, the rest of the ship is dedicated to housing containers. Each crew member works 4-hour shifts, which can occur at any time of day or night, as someone must remain alert and on duty at all times. Their primary responsibilities include maintaining the ship's machinery, navigating safely across the ocean, cooking, and keeping the bridge clean and organized. However, working on container ships involves strenuous labor. Crew members must adhere to a very tight daily schedule. Moreover, once a voyage begins, they spend anywhere from 3 to 6 months continuously at sea. During this period, returning to their families is simply not an option, and at times, they cannot even maintain contact. They often lack the time to explore the cities where the ship docks, as loading and unloading operations must be completed within just 24 to 48 hours, leaving no time for leisure or sightseeing. On the positive side, most cargo ship workers earn substantial salaries, often exceeding 100,000 taka, and get up to 6 months of leave annually to spend with their families. These vessels transport goods worth thousands of crores of taka. Should an accident occur, that immense wealth is lost to the depths of the ocean. Beyond these risks, there is the constant threat of piracy, requiring the crew to remain ever vigilant and prepared to defend themselves. Pirates typically attack using small speedboats, sometimes taking the entire crew, including the captain, hostage. For instance, a Bangladeshi cargo ship recently fell victim to such an attack, though I won't delve into those details here. To counter this threat, most container ships employ various self-defense measures. The most effective method is the water hose system, which sprays high-pressure water to create a protective barrier around the vessel. The force of the water prevents pirates from boarding. Recently, however, Japan developed an even more advanced system known as the anti-piracy curtain. This system consists of a series of hoses arranged together that rotate continuously along the ship's side while spraying high-pressure water, making it impossible for pirates to overcome the water pressure and climb aboard. However, repelling a coordinated attack by a large group of pirates is quite difficult, primarily because these cargo ships operate with very small crews, though some larger vessels may carry slightly more personnel. Securing the containers is another major challenge. The crew fastens them using specialized locking systems. If that isn't enough, chains or thick ropes are used to lash the containers firmly in place, ensuring they do not break loose and fall overboard during rough seas or adverse weather conditions. After completing its voyage and arriving at a port, a cargo ship is completely unloaded within just 24 to 48 hours. Immediately afterward, the process of reloading begins without pause. The ship's journey never truly stops. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next episode. Thank you.